we go. One woman, two men, one engagement, zero ability to see the check after dinner without their glasses. Let's do it! We're back in the dome of the undateables. Everyone here, the most single person you've ever met. This guy, too much. That is too much Christmas outfit before Thanksgiving has even happened. That's too much excitement for two people in their 60s to get together. I'm not even this excited for my own love life. No. You can't come dressed as a Christmas present to two 60-year-olds getting married. We need you to go seek therapy if that's how you're feeling right now. I like this guy to the right of Jesse. His triceps are going to be sore tomorrow. Look how high he is clapping. It's like he's playing the tambourine in a band in the 60s. Put those arms down, buddy. You don't get extra credit if you clap better than everyone else. So Jesse tells us that some golden all-stars are here with us, and then warns Susan and Kathy that this is live TV.
A soft reminder, this is live TV, so we can just...
They're like, oh, we won't do much. What are they going to do? Oh, we won't say the word Fanny and embarrass you on... Are we allowed to say Fanny or Brazier? We might say one of those words. You don't know what we'll do. Maybe we'll explain our nighttime bed routine. Really put the audience to sleep. You don't want that. So we go back to Tahiti. Cue your friend who's like, it looks just like Cozumel where we spent our vacation. It's like, no, it doesn't. This isn't a Sandals. This isn't your garbage trip that was paid for with Marriott points. These are huts over the water. This isn't your Delta Comfort trip. Nope, we saw it on Instagram. This is nothing like your vacation. And we're back with sad Joan. I don't think we've seen a smile from Joan in about 3 weeks. She's not sure what she's going to do. She's looking to the sky for a hawk to give her some guidance. Joan, it's me, John, the hawk. I flew all the way here to tell you to have a good time. Lighten up. These two men like you. I've moved on too. Look at me. I'm here with my Margaritaville cup. They give you it if you order the large. I've met a very nice flamingo. I'm having a blast. Sex all day, drinks all night. Come on, baby girl. We both gotta do our thing. You gotta do it in the human world, and I've gotta do it here in the bird world with everyone's spouses who have passed away and turned into birds. Go get yourself your own souvenir cup of a guy. So Joan gives like a 10-minute speech about how she's not sure if she can love again. And there's a knock at the door. And it's Nancy.
Hi. I just want to come in and see how you're doing, honey.
Well, Nancy, things aren't well. She just sat alone and talked for 30 minutes about how love might not be for her on a beautiful cruise ship where two men are dying to be with her. So, gonna need you to try and flip the energy around on this finale because all of us at home are starting to lose patience. So Pascal has left and Joan is explaining that to Nancy.
That's upsetting.
Look at Nancy's taking this all in. She's like, that's upsetting. If I can get out of here within the next hour, I could beat Pascal to the airport and be on the same flight as him, and we could have champagne and be making out within the first hour. All right, let's get rid of this bitch.
Like I'm unlovable.
This conversation's very annoying.
You're not unlovable.
Nancy's looking at her like, you're in your 60s and you
You're
look,
not unlovable.
you have the body of a 40-year-old, but you're not unlovable.
I hope you're right.
She's like, I hope you're right. Yeah, I'm right, okay? Someone's gonna love you for like a couple hours until they kind of see your attitude, and then they're gonna be like, ugh, this is a little dark here, but if you can turn that frown upside down, then maybe there's some lovability here. Nancy tells us why Chalk is definitely gonna win. She's like, Chalk came back after his mom died and is madly in love with you. And then listen to this explanation of Guy.
Guy, from what you told me, was wonderful. And you told me from the beginning. Now, he checked all the boxes.
That's what every guy wants to hear. And Guy, you said was wonderful. Check the boxes. He was tall enough and he was a human being and he could, stand up without making too many grunts, and he has a retirement savings. He's got boxes checked. That's what everyone wants to hear at the altar when you're getting proposed to and proposing to them. Joan reintroduces us to Guy, and they show the room in Bora Bora. And look at Chalk. Chalk went full Tommy Bahama. He ain't messing around. Chalk looks like he's on the way to talk to a manager about how he doesn't have the corner room, and that's what he requested. Ooh. Joan sees her family. This is not how my mom would react to my family. It wouldn't be immediate hugs. She'd be coming up to me for a hug. What's with the glasses? Is this a new look? Is this what we're going with? Long sleeve shirt? Little hot for a long sleeve shirt. Who bought you those pants? I didn't get you those pants. This is a very different mom experience than mine. My mom is doing a full TSA scan of my body, my mind, my soul. Anything that's different, she's commenting on. So Joan's explaining Guy to the kids, and then she talks about how handsome he is.
Family man, super honest, reliable. He's very handsome. And
look at the daughter's reaction. Handsome, you say? Okay. Does Guy have a son? Does Guy mind if you guys don't work out that I could kind of slip in there and go on a date, just get some drinks? You said he's handsome, and I'm kind of out there looking, and the apps are really just a hellscape right now for me. She says there's chalk, and not one person immediately is like, hey, what's the name Chalk? Like, if I'm the son, it's not Chalk and he's from Wichita, can't. No. What did you say his name was? Chalk. What is Chalk short for? You're going to marry someone and you haven't asked them where the name Chalk comes from? Not Chuck. You're sure he didn't say Chuck? Chalk, like you would use on a blackboard. Okay. If you don't know the answer to this question, Mom, I'm going to have to ask you what we're doing here. So Chalk is going to get to meet them first. Watch how not excited the son is.
Get Chalk. He's here, and I'd like you to meet him.
I cannot wait to meet him.
Look, I cannot wait to meet him. Look how excited I am to meet your new boyfriend. The guy that I'll be calling Dad from now on. Maybe I'll even put my glasses to the front of my nose and peer over them and tell Chalk how excited I am to meet him today. So here's Chalk with the family, and they ask what his family thinks of Joan. He's like, she was great. She came to my mom's funeral and she put dirt on the grave. Just like anyone would have on a first date where you meet friends and family. We kept it light. Yep, we did memorial talks about my mom who had just passed about 17 hours ago. Joan didn't speak. She didn't know much about her because, we just met. So she just kind of stood there during this funeral that we threw to get to know the family. Look at this move that Chalk pulls.
I'm going to do it now is when we first went up to everybody.
He kisses her in front of the whole family to show them how much he cares about her. Look at the daughter's like, what is going on right now? Look at the son. He's like, did you just kiss my mom 5 seconds into meeting me? What are you, marking your territory? Do we have to fight now? Do I have to fight you on a Windstar cruise? This is a roller coaster. He says that his daughter filled out the application and said that Joan was perfect for him. And then he breaks down crying.
That's what happened.
Look at this. The son is like, you're kissing my mom. You're crying in front of us. What's going on here, sir? What is Chalk short for? Can you give us one honest answer? So Joan's son pulls Chalk aside. Chalk sits down like he's trying to get him into a Honda Civic. He's like, so, what do I got to do to get myself inside your mom? You tell me. I don't need to be called Dad. I could be called Daddy. So Joan sits with her son, but then they zone in on this midweight Russian boxer guy for a weird amount of time. If I'm him, I'm like, can you get the camera off of me? I came here with my girlfriend. She forced me to come. I don't even know who's on this show. I wore a suit for some reason. I thought this was a more formal event. I don't need to be on camera. This is like, if I'm him, I'd feel like the boyfriend that gets brought to the family wedding and they're like, get in for pictures. And I'm like, yeah, you guys go. I'll take the picture. You don't need me to be a main character here. It's the last date for Chalk and Joan. He either has OCD or the producers are like, make it look normal while you're in the room. And look what he does to look normal. It's like, gonna make sure that pillow crease is chopped down. Give it the old chop. Make sure it's a perfect crease on the pillow, because what is he doing? Fixing up the room, getting it ready for her? Chalk gives Joan a gift, and it's a note. Let's get close in on the note. So then Chalk gives her a key and a lock. And it would be a very weird time for Chalk to be like, hey, I know you took sex off the table in the fantasy suite. This is the lock that I'd like you to put around my nuts. Yeah, that's my thing. I'm going to need you to accept that. Yeah, it's heart-shaped to kind of make you feel better and more at ease with it. But yeah, it's a pretty intense sexual thing I'm into. So this lock is representative of the weird kink I have.
Marry you.
Chalk puts it all out there. He says he wants to marry her.
And I want you to know that. I do love you.
He loves her. Look at that. Chalk putting it all on the line. And then he stares at her as if he's going to eat her. Chalk has quite a stare. It's menacing. If I were her, I'd be like, okay, you love me, but like, how about we blink after you say I love you? Just one blink would make me feel a lot more comfortable with that I love you. So they've shown Chalk's watch millions of times, and he says I love you over and over again.
I do love you.
It's almost like production is trying to like tell us like, hey everyone, this is a big I love you. This is an I love you from a guy wearing a $50,000 watch like it's nothing. So, come on. Be a little bit more excited about Chalk's I love yous. That's an I love you with a lot of zeros at the end of it. So it's Guy's turn to meet the family, and he makes a classic old guy mistake. He puts on, look how much cologne he puts on. 1, 2, 3, too much. No, you can't have the face of a guy who puts on too much cologne and then actually put on too much cologne. What are you, a teenager who just smoked weed in the woods who wants to hide it from their parents? They're going to choke when you walk in the room. They're going to be like, who rolled around in pine cones? They show Guy staring into the mirror. If you watch an older person look in the mirror long enough, you'll see the moment they contemplate plastic surgery. Here's Guy. He's like, yeah, do you think I need to get my eyes done? I know I look younger than my age, but I don't know, maybe a little pullback here. You know, the people say I look distinguished. I don't want to lose that distinguished look. So Joan says that she's found love with Chalk and she's going to go break up with Guy. Look at sweet baby Hakeem, can't believe it. Look at the reaction. This is when you're too single. When you're reacting to this woman you've never met, saying that she's going to end another relationship with this face, you're literally this shocked. This is a time for you to look in the mirror. Like, this person needs to go, yeah, maybe I do need to, like, you know, work on myself and go on dates with people that I like, and I got to find so. This is when you've gotten too into the show, when that's how you're reacting to a breakup with a guy who she said checks a lot of boxes. They didn't even have a connection. Relax. So Joan shows up at Guy's door. You could tell he wanted to close that in her face. He's like, no, unannounced visit. Uh-oh. Look, he's over laughing. I'm doing great. Of course I want an unannounced visit after you just had a date with my competition. Of course. No, it's good that you showed up here to have a talk. That's what everyone wants. Joan doing all the classic, I'm gonna break up with you at your apartment moves. Gets away from the hug. She's like, oh, what a place you've got here. Let's walk this way without touching. They're gonna do a tour. This is every breakup I've ever done is, yeah, let me see. Let's take a look around. We'll do a little walkthrough. Are these your pillows? Listen, we need to talk. So Joan breaks up with Guy, and he does the worst reaction you could ever hope for.
That my heart belongs to somebody else.
Look at, he does the long eyes closed thing. That is the scariest thing you could see after ending it. Just them contemplating all the horrific things they want to say to you. Like, you can see it. He's like, close those eyes, and then I'm going to open them up, and rage will spew from within me. It's a very tough breakup for Guy. Lots of crying, heavy breathing, especially this look. Production did him dirty. This is not how I want to be seen. This loose pants, the hunched over back. He looks like a toddler who was bullied that's going to his mom for a little hug and a pep talk. This is not a good look for future Guy and his sex life. If I'm Guy, I want this to be my final look from the camera. I want this to be how I'm remembered. Like, I would have been like, hey, camera guy, get me bent over the railing. I'm going to flex my arms. I'm going to show off the biceps. I'm going to show off this one side muscle that not a lot of old men have and I still have. If I'm Guy, this is going to be the picture I put on Facebook that women will be DMing once they see this on TV. So they bring Guy out to the couch first. He's still a mess from the breakup. Then they bring Joan out. She gives a long hug. She's like, wow, you're still wearing all that cologne I smell. And he's like, I've been waiting for this for months. That's a little weird to say to her. I've been waiting for this for months. It's over, man. So Guy says he has one question.
The question that I have to ask. Was there something missing that I just didn't really anticipate, or I should have?
I mean, the whole audience, we can answer that for you, Guy. Yeah, there was something missing. Intimacy, seemingly a lot in common. You guys kind of didn't talk about anything other than how nice a time you guys were having. We never really got personal with you two. It never seemed like there was a connection. You guys went on 2 different boat trips that had a lot of silence. Do you need any more explanation? Didn't you watch the show? Joan says the one thing nobody wants to hear from their ex.
And I hope that this doesn't ever stop. I hope that we will be friends and that one day we'll be double dating.
Double dating. Look at, he's like, yeah, I hope we're on a double date. Just gotta find a woman, because I'm very much alone, but I'm sure that double date will come with that hypothetical woman that I'm sure exists out there. Thanks a lot, Joan. So now Joan's getting ready for her proposal with Chalk, and you could tell this dress was kind of picked out by the Bora Bora Tourism Board. They're like, yeah, put it on. This represents unity here. And she's like, oh, cool. Every woman wants a dress with a corsage that's been puked onto their chest. This is fun. So Joan is out here getting ready to be proposed to. The set people, did they even try? They're like, yeah, we'll put out a few urns and some wicker and some sticks in the ground. I mean, did they get the leftovers from Survivor? Was this like left in the costume closet? They either do nothing or do it all. This is so in the middle, and I would call it chintzy. They make Chalk go on the top of this boat to like go to the proposal. If I'm him, I'm like, how about I sit? I don't want to get sprayed by the ocean. I just put on my nice blue suit. Can I sit farther back? Yeah, I have to do the King of the World Leo thing. So Chalk walks towards Joan. Charles L. cheers him on. Joan wore her iPhone battery indicator earrings. She's got a full battery for love. So Joan tells Chalk he's the one. He gets on one knee, and look who it is. Neil Lane gets his plug. Look at the Madame Tussauds statue of Neil Lane is here.
Of course I'll marry
And she says yes and puts on the ring. And there it is. The Dome of the Undateables goes wild. They hug. Chalk, look at that. Chalk goes back to not blinking and kind of creeping us out with how in love he is. Joan showing off that rock. So Chalk gets the golden rose. And the most surprising part about all of this is not once did anyone have to run to go to the bathroom. They are way out here. There's not a bathroom to be seen. Neither of them have to pee. I don't know. This isn't very believable. Two people in their 60s just okay without peeing for hours at a time. I have never seen that. So they called Joan's mom to tell her that this is her fiance. Joan's mom handling a FaceTime way better than my mom. My mom would be like, what? I can't hear you. I'm in the kitchen. Call back later. She'd be looking down. You wouldn't see her face. Good for Joan's mom. So they bring out Joan and Chalk, and there's Chalk's son. And it kind of feels like Chalk's son is a little not okay with all of this. He just looks like he's haunting the dome. He's like, hello, mother. Nice to see you. I guess you'll be coming after my inheritance, huh? Not on my watch. Chalk leads with a joke. It bombs pretty hard. He has to laugh at it himself.
He was getting out of that limo for the first night. Walking out, seeing all these people. And it's just...
Oh, that was painful. Chalk, if I'm him, I'm leaving. I mean, you gotta... Walking out and seeing all these people. Okay, I guess I'll get to the goods. Yeah, we're in love. So they give us a preview of Grant's season of The Bachelor, and I've never been more excited for anything in my entire life. A bachelor who sings his own originals.
Music is a very integral part. And be able to
Music's a big part of his life. We're going to see a bachelor who thinks he can sing, and we're going to hear the songs. I've never been more ready to make fun of a season in my entire life. And that's it for the Golden Bachelorette. That's it for me. Thank you all for a great season. Tell a friend about what I do here. I'll be back for The Bachelor in January, it sounds like. Until then, mwah!